Okay guys, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be ranking different manifestation techniques based on how likely they are to actually get you to your desired reality. We're going to be ranking them from God tier, gonna get to wizard, they can work, may, and complete the goal. Now, let's remember that any of these can possibly work. You just need the secret ingredient that I'm going to mention at the end. So let's just get into it. First up, affirmations. Affirmations, I think I will put this in can work. This is a classic example of a can work technique if you're doing it correctly. If you're not doing it correctly, then you're just going to be wasting your time. You're just going to be repeating something and not actually internalizing it, not actually feeling it. And at that point, it's not going to work. But if you actually infuse this with some emotion, with conviction, then yes, definitely. Next up is the 369 method. I think we'll put this in the Mac category because if you don't know what that is, it's basically writing 3 affirmations in the morning, 6 in the afternoon, and 9 at night. It is based on Nikola Tesla's sacred numbers theory. And yeah, I mean, it can work definitely like all of the other writing techniques. It can work. You just need to have some extra conviction. And it's if you're not just there and just writing it for the sake of writing it, yeah, I think somewhere in between may and can work. But there's obviously better things that you can actually do. So next up, okay, this one, act as if this is the actual God tier. This is the main technique that will get you anywhere you want. Why? Well, there's a lot of successful people living their dream lives, and they never visualize, they never meditate, they never do affirmations, they never do any method. They just have incredible conviction. They just know that whatever they set their goals to, they will accomplish. And that is basically acting as if you know where you're going, you know who you're gonna become, and you basically are that person. You already are that person, and you don't need any other technique. You don't need anything. Of course, this is easier said than done, but some people can do it, and they don't use any other techniques. So just based on that, you can get that this is the top tier, god tier technique. Now, let's first do visualization. Now, you would think that visualization, yeah, that's great. But actually, I've been visualizing since I was a little kid and nothing really happened. And it's obvious why nothing really happened because I was missing something. I was missing conviction, I was missing emotion. So if you're just visualizing, which is basically daydreaming, then this is honestly not gonna work. But if you add some conviction and you add some conviction by actually adding emotion and how to actually imprint that is through meditation. So if you do visualization plus meditation, which is basically getting you into that calm theta wave brain state, then you can visualize, you can imprint your desired reality with emotion, and then it can actually be helpful and is the actual God tier technique, because this is what pro athletes use, what businessmen use. This works, and I'm pretty sure that you already know that this works. I'm just giving you another confirmation. So next one is subliminals. Yeah, this one is again, it can work between map, but the problem with subliminals is you will drift away. You need to be present and actually listen to identify with the subliminals for them to actually work. And I feel like it's just too easy to not listen to them and just drift away. Now, again, somebody would say, but it's good if you drift away. That means your brain waves are getting lower, the frequencies, and it's easier for you to imprint. But if that was actually true, then we would all just listen to subliminals throughout the night while we were sleeping, and next day we would basically wake up in our desired reality. But it just doesn't work like that. So that's why I will put subliminals in meh, actually. Yeah, I think that's gonna be better. Okay, so next one is the O method. The O method, if you're not aware, is basically while you're orgasmic, doing the visualization or affirmation, and basically through that channel, while you have so much energy inside of you and you're letting it into the world, you also imprint it with your desired reality. Now, this can definitely work. So this is like a wizard technique, you know. You don't need to do this. You don't need to do this. But if you're feeling extra, like you need some extra oomph, the stuff is just not working. You don't have the extra conviction, and you need the actual act of something to give you that extra push to have that confirmation that it will work. Then this can work, but it's of course not necessary. Okay, so the 5-5-5 method. This is kind of like the 3-6-9 method. What you're basically doing here is you are writing your affirmations for 55 times for 5 days. It's basically the same, you know, it can work, but the problem here is, again, you might just be doing it for the sake of doing it and don't have any conviction, don't have any identification, no emotion behind it. And that's when it will fail, you know. And like any of these techniques, okay, visualization, you need to do with meditation, but any of these techniques, it's great if you actually use it as a little backup while you're doing visualization and acting as if. So you do some subliminals, okay, why not, you know, but this shouldn't be your main goal. This should be. Okay, so the next one is the spinning clock method. Okay, this actually goes into the Lulu there, because if you're not aware what that is visualizing a clock and making it spin fast. So it's kind of, you are going into the future, you are speeding up your manifestation, and for that, I think there's no basis for this. It's just, it doesn't help anything, you know. There's no conviction, you're not thinking about your desired reality, you're just thinking about a clock. I don't think so. This deserves to be into the Lulu tier. Okay, next one is the 2-cup method. Okay, so what that is you get 2 cups. On one, you put a label with your current reality. I don't know, you write hardships. I got that, whatever. And on the other one, you write financial freedom. You write healthy relations. Basically, whatever is your desired reality. And then you put water in the first cup, with your current reality. You think about it. You think about your current hardships. And then you take the cup, pour the water into the other cup where your desired reality is. You close your eyes, you visualize, and then at the end, you drink the water. So this I would put in the wizard tier as well, because it's just visualization with extra steps. So why would you do it? You would do it because you need some extra conviction and you're not sure in your visualization. So actual act of doing something physical will help you seal that faith, help your mind to actually believe, yeah, I'm doing something, this did something, but you don't need to do it, you know. But if you need it, I don't think this is a bad thing to do. Okay, the next one is writing someone's name for 100 times. Yeah, this is, I mean, this is right there, you know, with the other writing techniques, but it can also just be the Lulu. Because honestly, if you're doing that, if you're just writing someone's name for 100 times and you want them, this is coming from a place of, you know, desperation. And the universe doesn't like that, you know. If you don't have something, you will never have it. So just writing someone's name 100 times, more than likely this will fail and just put you in a state of not having. Next up is scripting. So I think this is actually better than these other writing techniques, and it's just right there with affirmations, you know, because it's kind of the same. But instead of saying it out loud, you are basically putting it on a piece of paper. So I think this is good and basically as a backup to these other techniques. And in the end, crystals, this again is in the wizard tier. You know, you don't need this, but if you have some problems, you just cannot make it, need some actually physical that will help you, then using crystals can be beneficial. But once again, you don't need them. Like any of these techniques can work. You just need to have extra conviction. You have to infuse them with emotion and not just go through the motions of it. And if you add that emotion, then yes, pretty much all of this can work. Maybe the spinning clock cannot.